What's up, Joe?
Yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I like wondering, excuse me. I like wondering where that tortoise is these days, Just
He's probably in the same spot.
Well, that was on a beach in I don't know, one of those island keys off of Southwest Florida. I forget I think it had like a Catholic name, like a saint name, like a saint. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Maybe he's still down there. I don't know.
We should be. I mean, the thing about tortoises is they're pretty diligent animals that keep going. But yeah, he was. What is the name of not Sanibel, Saint something Island down there? Just south of you go to Sarasota and then you cross the water and whatnot. So,
it's Sarasota and they cross it. That's Sanibel, isn't it?
It's right in there. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't Sanibel, but it was one of those islands like that.
Okay. All right. Well, now that we have that figured out, welcome to Proper Cup of Joe, everybody.
Yeah. Little trip of nostalgia there for Adam.
It's Thursday morning. That means it's Proper Cup of Joe, and Adam and I are hanging out. We're going on 3 years every Thursday morning.
Yeah,
I might have gone there, but it's coming up.
I got to look at the date. This, for all I know, this could be it. The nice thing about ignorance is we could celebrate it all summer and just milk this thing and not know exactly which one it is. But yeah, it's soon. We're dancing right on that anniversary,
Yeah, and so I don't have any snakes. Adam does have snakes, and I have a lot of questions. That's what the whole show is all about. Kind of.
Right, and then we wander philosophically.
Right. So thanks for joining us, everybody, this morning. I appreciate it. And all the listeners who listen throughout the week, love you. Thanks a lot.
It's still really cool to see anybody here, much less a crew of regulars that come and hang out. I'm blown away by it. So I'm still shocked. Yeah, I figured, this is, it's a cool thing. Those of all that didn't hear, Joe and I think I've got the full commitment now. Joe and I will be at Daytona together this year for the Daytona show. So you got to come hang out, and we're not going to be vending, so we'll just be out and about, vagabonds. And I think we're going to look at this, $10 in the jar already. I think we're going to do like some little scheduled hangouts at various vendors' booths. How about that? So we'll let you know. That'll evolve. But if you're going to Daytona, definitely make plans to catch up and hang out, and we will we'll see you there. Look at Elias coming through early. That'll pay for some cups of coffee right there, man. This is all right.
Yes, that's great. And I'm really looking forward to Daytona, man. I'm stoked. It's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. And should we let out the other detail, or does that have to stay private? Is that a non-Proper Royals business related thing?
I'm not sure I know what you're speaking about.
Well, I heard that maybe you wouldn't be flying solo, Joe.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's confirmed yet.
I see. Okay, so there could be a Joe's co-pilot, but maybe not. Maybe a solo flight though, huh?
and she might go on the beach.
She might go on her own solo flight, huh?
Leave the show to us, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna see how it all shakes out then. So,
but I'm definitely gonna be there.
Joe will be there. I'll be there. Yeah. I have to leave. I leave crack of dawn Sunday morning, so I'll be there Saturday VIP, and then Sunday, and then Saturday, and then I'm out of there. Salter and Serpentines. Good morning. I think, you're from Germany, and I apologize if I mispronounced. Stop taking it off of there. If I've mispronounced the name, I think
you keep taking it off.
Yeah, I think that they had a coolest ball python in the world not so long ago. Now they're checking.
Is that right?
Yes. You know what I'm seeing? What I'm talking about. Congratulations. One of these days we'll have to do a little, how's it feel? we can interview people. You got the big news. So yeah. What have you been up to, Joe? What's your one thing this week, man?
Oh man, my one thing. We got well, I have a graduation coming up
Oh,
for my stepson Aiden, and so that's next Tuesday, and we are having a graduation party then after that, which is slowly turning into not a party for him, but a party that I have invited a bunch of my local friends to.
I say Aiden might not realize it, but I say more power to you. And in the long run, he is going to be really thankful because of the tradition at a graduation party. Every person that walks through the door puts a little little something in the envelope, right? And
Yeah, and I'm worried about him because that whatever is in the envelope is going to be gone if we have it. If we have the party on Saturday, it'll be gone by Sunday.
geez, all right.
We have not imparted good saving skills to this boy.
I can't speak to that, but what I can say is if he starts getting unruly about all the people that you're inviting and he's not, just put him on the phone with old Uncle Adam here. I'll straighten him out, man. He needs he needs to be helping you seal those envelopes, send the invites, put the porta potties in the backyard. Let's get a party going here for this.
So yeah, I'm excited about it. It should be fun. It's great. Now, one thing that happens though is that so my partner Chelsea, she really likes to have a themed party.
She throws a good party, yes.
Yeah, and so a lot of times, like I'll have in my head what I need to do. Like I need to mow the lawn and make sure everything is right, and and I have things in my head. I got to stock the fridge with stuff, certain things, whatever. And then, like right at the last second, she'll go, "We need to do this project that I've had in my brain for 6 months."
Right.
And it's some kind of extravagant thing that I'm down to the wire a half hour before. I'm still like, I got a hammer and I'm putting things together. It's ridiculous.
Did you get the last minute project? Is that this weekend? The party?
Yeah.
Okay. What?
No. It's not this weekend. It's actually next weekend. So I've gotten this project. There's probably another project that's going to happen, but I've gotten this project, and it's actually a good amount of time beforehand that I can get it done. And it's a football themed. And when I say football to our German friend, I mean American football, but a football themed graduation party. And so everything is kind of themed in football and stuff like that. So we're building a goal post, I guess.
Oh, are you going to put him on the
like a decorative bowl?
Are you going to make him kick it through? I mean, that's a lot of pressure. What if he misses? Would that be a bad sign?
I don't know. It's slowly coming together, and we went this past week and we got some materials, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay. That would be tricky to build. That's a wonky, bit of engineering to keep that vertical and get the height, right?
You're scaring me now. I'm worried about it now.
Hey, look, just put it.
We just kind of and that's another thing. Like she has like these great design projects, but the actual engineering side of it can be a little bit of a test for us.
Yeah, that's what Kelly does to me. She's like, "Wouldn't this be great with this here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, oh, that's I do that. That's where I'm supposed to do this." Okay, that's good. I'll be on that. I mean, to her credit, it gets done, but okay.
So that's what's on my. That's what we started to do that this past weekend. Like get ready for this party and all of the other things that go along with graduation and everything, and so. But it's fun. It's been exciting. It's been great. So.
Well, it's a cool time, and I just from a personal thing, I've seen Aiden grow. I mean, well, literally, I've seen Aiden like I might have seen Aiden before you, Joe. Like, I
think so.
I've seen Aiden grow up, and it's really cool. Congrats to and he's an awesome dude. He's an excellent young
I'm very proud of him.
Rightly so, man. That's cool. So All right. Well, good luck on your uprights and that sort of.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. How about you? What did you get up to this past week?
I got to go. I got back on the vending circuit. I hadn't vended in 6 or 8 weeks, maybe. There had been a little lull, so I got to go out to. I went to Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and vended there at the Snake Discovery Show. First off, it was a very, very cool show, but secondly, I think ball python breeders. I think that we finally did it. I think we took it too far. Myself and one other vendor were the only ball python. There were only 2 ball python vendors at a Snake Discovery show. Like, everybody's gone. And
wow.
Yeah, I don't want to overstate it because, like, I'm vending again this weekend in Minneapolis, and there's plenty of ball python breeders back on at the show. But I was amazed, man. There was, a whole room of people with. I really didn't have any competition, and there was the one other vendor is a great vendor, but I'm not saying he wasn't competition. I'm saying the 2 of us. There's only 2 vendors. We didn't have, it was good. If somebody wanted a ball python, they were coming to me or him, and that's how that was going to go.
Who else was in the room besides ball pythons?
Well, so this show, this is an interesting show, Joe. This is one you should pop up to every now and again sometime too. So Snake Discovery does.
I can't even make it to the Tampa Repticon.
I know. Snake Discovery does 2 shows. They do like 5 shows a year, but 2 themes. So one is reptiles only, and one is an exotic pet fair. So this was the exotic pet fair. So there were birds.
Okay.
Birds, hamsters. There were foxes there. There were ferrets. There was a baby wallaby. I don't think the thing was for sale, but if you wanted to see a little, it was like a kangaroo this big, dude. It was really an interesting thing.
That does sound fun. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, it's got its ups and downs because, like, I don't know if you've noticed, Joe, I'm a guy who likes my routine and likes my things just so. No. And when there's a table of bird vendors next to you, that changes things.
It throws you off a little bit.
It does. Now that threw me off a few times ago, so I actually asked. You could pay a little bit extra and have tables around the outside so that you're not on like an island with birds in the middle of the room. So I did. I was like, you know what? Just put me down for the extra 20. I need to be away. Wait. Yeah.
What was so off-putting or startling, or what about the birds that made you pay the extra money not to be by them?
So it's just not a knock on the bird sellers. It's a knock on how I appreciate them, but it's not it's an exotic pet fair that I knew that there were things other than snakes and reptiles. So there's nothing that they did wrong, but they're like these dove. There's a thin line between a dove and a pigeon, I think, and maybe no line. But anyway, there's these dove pigeons, and they're noisy and they're flapping and they're going nuts because there's a bazillion people in the room. Snake Discovery brings the people, so there's a ton of people in the room. My table ends up with little feathers all over it, and they stink and they're noisy, and the people, they did a great job, a highly efficient setup on their table. They got birds from edge to edge, maybe even a little bit over onto my table, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to be,
I can see that.
I need to be over there. Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
So, but like I say, it was a good show. I always do well at the Snake Discovery shows. They're fun. And
did you sell some snakes?
Yeah. I sold some snakes. I sold some hatchling kits. I did this initiative where I had hatchling kits for new snake buyers, and that turned into a pretty I don't want to use the word lucrative. It's not like I'm flying off to Hawaii tomorrow on my sales, but it did drive sales. It did the trick. I was very, very pleased with that. So I've actually re-upped my stock for the hatchling kits for this weekend show, which is in Minneapolis, the big Metropolis show. I'm excited for this one. So I'm looking forward to that. That's this Sunday. I'll be vending at that one. Did I lose you there, Joe?
Oh, cool. That's wait. You cut. Yeah, you did.
Oh, maybe I lost me.
Yeah, you cut out there for a second.
Am I back? Am I moving?
Yeah, you're okay.
Okay.
You're okay.
I'm okay. You're okay. We're good. We've made.
So I love all the chat this morning. It's good stuff. Listen, if we get a haul like this, that'd be fantastic. Oh my gosh, that'd be great. But again, he'll just spend it all on footballs. And then let's see. Let's build the giant bluey. Yes, something like that. It's definitely something like that. And cockatoos, I guess they're loud. You don't want to be around cockatoos.
Well, and they're big. At least they're good looking. I like those birds. They're those big white things. But yeah, they're big. Are you familiar? You guys had a bird in the family. Is that bird still around in the family, Joe?
We did. Well, Chelsea's parents did have a.
It was an African gray.
African gray. That's right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think because they were moving back and forth, they started to move back and forth. They rehomed the African gray.
Gotcha. I remember distinctly. There was a buddy of mine and and there was like some sort of gathering or party. It might have even been after like a collective friend's wedding or something, but a group of us at Chelsea's house, Chelsea's parents' house, we'd had some beverages, and one of my buddies decided that was the time that he was going to meet the African gray parrot. And that bird bit his lip, and not his lip, his cheek. Like it got like in his mouth, and it pierced his cheek. Like it wasn't exactly daylight, but it went through that. And I remember.
Yeah, you don't want to. It was, and that particular one, I think he went by Odie.
It was Odie.
He was ornery. Like he only liked certain people.
I was going to say, I don't remember the exact word, but I remember Ralph saying something to the extent of, some things I try and tell you, some things you're going to learn on your own. And he walked off after that bird bit John through the cheek. You can ask Chelsea. I don't remember what occasion that was, but yeah, we were.
Yeah, and I thought so. And we watched that African gray for sometimes when they would go away, the bird would come over to our house, and I thought like. The thing I was allergic to most were cats. No, I was.
Oh, that bird lit you up, huh?
Drove me nuts. Yeah. It was, and I couldn't get over it. It was terrible.
Okay. Well, I hope Odie's well. Much like the tortoise, you got to.
Me too. Yeah.
You got to plan for what your kids are going to do with your African gray one day when you have those.
Yeah, it wouldn't be my choice of pet, exotic pet. No.
They're cool. They're beautiful, but yeah, you start anyway. It's a commitment. You're gonna have to make some life choices around those birds. Joe, you want to look at the coolest ball python in the world this week? Let's
talk about it. Let's go.
All right, Andy, if you're still watching, Salter, and I'm gonna get in touch with you, man. I saw your note. Let's book something for a Tuesday night show. I need breeders. Andy's pretty well known. I know exactly who he is. I met him at Tinley. He travels from Germany to Tinley to check things out. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I know who he is. I'd love to have you on Tuesday night. I'll connect with you sometime. All right. The coolest ball python in the world is brought to you by Heart of the Python. Do you know where Heart of the Python is going to be vending, Joe, in August?
I want to say Daytona.
They'll be vending at Daytona. I got to go check them out. Heart of the Python is Kate and Bill Peevers out of Massachusetts. Family operation, really cool. And they're working some cool projects. Kate's working Monarch and Puzzle. Bill Monsoon. And the two girls are working Sunset and Clown projects. They also have a line that they call the Heart line that they breed for temperament in animals. And you get a chart and a descriptor of the animal's temperament, and they're doing that to help new owners expand the hobby and get ball pythons successfully into the hands of new owners, which I think is a really, really cool initiative. So check out the Heartline on TikTok, Heart of the Python on Instagram, and Morph Market. All their links are down below. They're really great people. I just talked to Kate yesterday, as a matter of fact, I think. And we're trying to cook up a little something at Daytona with them. So anyhow, go check out.
Fantastic. I mean, the Heartline project sounds really cool, and I'm looking forward to meeting them. And even like everything they do is cool. I mean, look at that logo. That's very clever. That's a clever.
Pretty
logo.
Cool. Yeah, the ball python coiled into a heart. Not bad, huh?
Yeah, come on, man. That's innovative. It's nice.
So check them out. The links are down below, and you can find them on all the socials and, like I say, the usual places. Morph Market, Instagram. Buy a snake. Go check it out. Here is this week's coolest ball python in the world. Joe, this comes from my buddy Shane at Small Town Exotics. And like, here's the cool thing about the coolest ball python in the world. When I'm scrolling through, the rule is it's got to make me stop and go, what is that? And this one did. And then I saw it was from Shane, and I was like, yes, I could look after a buddy and have a coolest ball python in the world. So I wasn't like, I was like, oh, let me sneak in a promo for somebody. This is a cool ball python. I got to look up the goods on it. I'm going to pop it up right here. And got it. Here we go. Are you ready, Joe?
Yes, I'm ready.
This week's coolest ball python in the world from Small Town Exotics. Look at that thing, huh, Joe? A whole different look. Look at the first, the patterns are all blown out. None of the typical alien heads or the heart shapes down the sides like you would normally see. Look at that crazy pattern. And then I'm loving the color and how the contrast works. This is one of those hypo genes that kind of gives everything like the glazed donut look, man. Yeah, I like how it glows. Look how bright it is. And you're getting like the subtle changes from almost from the sides coming up from like orange to purple, then the bright yellow, and then the purple flaming at the, right down the dorsal area. And again, just those wild patterns, man. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, I mean, it almost looked like letters on the back end of that tail there. What is it? Is that like, it looks like Deb, D-E-B.
Yeah,
Debbie.
I do see it. Yeah, maybe that snake is Debbie. Maybe it's time to bring back. You don't hear many Debbies these days.
But you know what's the coolest part of this this python is the head. The head is awesome.
Oh, you're like liking the head on it?
Yeah. Like the pattern that goes from the eyes back around the head. That's awesome.
Okay, that's cool. So interesting you bring up the head. The head has some clues to what the genetics are. If you look at that very, very thin, the stripe through the eye is very, very reduced, very, very thin on this animal. So we see it's still there. So it's not a clown, but something's going on there. That's a really cool hint. And what that is an indicator of puzzle, the puzzle gene. So the patterns that are getting blown out and kind of whacked out in a lot of snakes with the puzzle gene, they'll look like the edges of a jigsaw puzzle piece. And you can kind of see that maybe that's where this one started, but these got just really exaggerated beyond that. So this is let me see here. What we got here? This is a double recessive. So this is puzzle. And then this is that gene hypo as well that gives it that kind of soft ghost-like appearance on there. So it's a hypo puzzle. And then it's got two codoms in it, yellow belly and pastel. And what I love about this, first, the yellow belly is going to brighten those yellows. Pastel is going to brighten the yellows. But Joe, you might not realize pastel just gets like lambasted. Like people are like, I'm not buying any snakes with pastel. I hate pastel, blah, blah, blah. Look at
Why?
this. Well, it's one of the oldest genes and most common ones that you come across in certain animals. The thing is, as ball
people
python,
like to do that, don't they?
Yeah, like what was
like
really
the thing
popular
that is most popular, or the thing that's been around for the longest,
right?
It's not the coolest. Yeah,
it's not the coolest.
Yeah, right.
Even even the Beatles became villains, I guess. But so like, but all genes in the right combination in the right place can really, really flourish. And this ball python, I think will age very, very well. One of the challenges with ball pythons is getting them to keep their the coloration and contrast as they age. Hypo is going to help that. Those brightening colors from yellow belly and pastel and puzzle just crushes it. I think this is a very, very cool ball python, man. Let
me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Like the coolest part of this ball python is towards the head as well. There's sharper contrast, like right behind the neck, as opposed to less contrast, like around the body. And is that? And I think I've asked this question before. Is that because the body expands, so the contrast of the patterns become less prevalent?
It could be that the skin is a little bit less. Yeah, that the skin is a little less stretched there, so the coloration becomes. I don't think it's literally concentrated, but if it's not sort of stretched out, kind of like a rubber band would be, or printing on a rubber band, I think so. The skin there will certainly stretch because when the snake eats, we judge it. We judge the prey size of what we feed by the thickest part of the body. So the rodent will match the size of the thick part of the body. So that part of the neck will definitely stretch.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I love that. This is a great looking snake. I would give it 1.5 cups.
1.5 cups for Shane Kelly from Small Town Exotics, the coolest ball python in the world. It looks like I'm not versed in such things, but it looks almost like Hebrew lettering. Like I remember seeing some necklaces or kind of symbols. I think it's a really cool thing. But you're right, it does look like it says Deb. Maybe that's a Debbie right there.
Debbie.
Didn't know they were making Debbies anymore, man. This is cool.
All right, good stuff.
Yeah, man. So go check that out, everybody. Joe, I saw a post. Did you ever see this guy on Instagram, Alex Hormozy?
No, you've mentioned him before.
Yeah, he's like a business guru type, and I'm conflicted because my initial impression of those types of personalities is it's almost like management books. I'm really just not into management books. They try and solve all your problems in 200 pages, and just the rest of the world in real life is far too impossible to solve in 200 pages. But I got to admit, this guy Alex Hormozy, he's really nailed the difficult trait of taking things that are very complex and complicated and distilling them down into a very simple, consumable, thought or conclusion. So I find that very, very valuable, especially when you're leading really large teams. Like we used to do this meeting before every shift called lineup. And I would tell the managers, I'm like, hey, you got 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes of the team's attention. You have got to get your point across as fast as possible. Keep the energy. Nobody's going to, the 12 servers and the 6 cooks aren't going to pay attention to you for 9 minutes. It's just not going to happen. You got to get in, get out, respect their time. Don't waste their time, but keep their focus and keep it simple. And it's a challenge, man. It's hard to do. It's hard to convey really useful information in a short amount of time. But anyway, he made a post that really kind of spoke to me on a couple different levels. I've got to find you would think I have these queued up, which I do.
Got it.
And it said, oh, you got it. Joe got it. But it says, staying focused is like beating addiction. It's not a one-time victory. You have to fight it all day, every day, then wake up and do it again tomorrow. And I've never heard focus put in that context. And focus is something that I struggle with. I myself have not been diagnosed with like attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. I laugh at it because there's a funny story that's a little bit personal, but there was a professional who an expert outside of you know, their office time that was definitely like, you might want to consider looking at some strategies that you might want to check into it, Adam. And that's okay. The things that we can't change and who we are is it's just who we are. That's no problem. But so focus is something that I actually struggle with and I work very hard at. So I hyper focus on staying focused. But I use lists constantly. I have lists of lists. I have checklists. I have notes everywhere. I have.
You have lists of lists?
Oh, my lists are subdivided into other lists. Yeah, man. And it's not because I enjoy lists. I hate those things. Yeah. I can't stand them, but it's what keeps me focused and going. And I really was impressed with how he put it, because I have a fairly addictive personality as well. And I'm fortunate that you know, there was kind of a traumatic experience early in my life where I was like, I'm not saying I'm straight edge by any means of the definition, but I have stayed well clear of certain things just because of what I saw it do to my family. And then looking at myself in the mirror, I'm like, I probably can never try that because I'm going to love that. And the things that I love, I yeah, it's hard to get me away from them. So, so putting it in that light of staying focused, I thought it was really, really a cool way to look at it. And I never really thought of it that way. So, but then, and now I know I'm rambling, then it got me wondering, can these things that are perceived as deficits or challenges or deficiencies, or even sometimes handicaps, can they become a secret weapon? So for example, if I learn to handle my lack of focus and I get really good with the variety of strategies, that it overcomes my lack of focus and becomes a superpower. Does it give me a leg up? And are there other things like that where people are seen in one light or labeled in one light that is seen as a negative, but you gain certain skills to become like super powerful from it? And I was thinking of things like, you know, we see a lot of cases, especially in science, but in collecting and just in life everywhere, of various levels of neurodivergence, spectrum placement. And I think that those are actually like superpowers in the right scenario, you know, or an obsessive trait that makes you obsess over things. But if you can obsess over the right thing, maybe that becomes a superpower. Am I losing you here, Joe? Like, what's your thoughts on this stuff? Like, is it just the way? Is it just life? Is this like, Adam? Or is this like, wait a minute, you got to lean into this?
Well, the quote is kind of funny because it's about staying focused, and it's saying staying focused is not a one-time thing. Well, just the term staying focused indicates that it's not a one-time thing. So that's one thing. But I think that's right. I think, you know, I think if you have a goal, you have to stay focused on that goal, and you have to fight all of the distractions. But I do think that sometimes being distracted can lead to better decisions. I do think that. So
hang on. What is that? Tell me about that. You think being distracted can lead to better decisions?
Well, I like, if you are too focused on this is what needs to happen and this is how it needs to happen, and you're not open to other possibilities, then you could become single-minded in the wrong direction. Right.
Interesting. Okay. So you're not considering other success possibility, or you're eliminating potential success avenues sometimes.
Right. Like I think that's why it's important if you have a team of people that are working on something, you have somebody who has a focus on this is where we need to go, and these are the milestones that we need to do to get there. And then, but you also have kind of a counter who is like, we need to explore. We need to explore and explore and explore. And we need to understand that both of those approaches to meeting a goal is necessary to get the best outcome. Does that make sense?
It does. This is hitting home right now because I'm mired in a project that is defined by committees and equal input and everybody having a say.
Yeah.
Now, we need the captain going, this is what we're doing, how we're doing it, and where we're going and when we're going to get there. It has turned into project creep like you wouldn't believe, because we're exploring too much crap and too much who's going to own it. It's become almost a joke that nobody owns it. Everybody just talks about it. I am far more we're going to go here. And if we get it 85% right, we're going to learn the other 15% and we'll tweak it. But sitting around talking about it is getting old.
Well, it's funny. When I was young, I didn't think much of like personality assessments or anything like that, but I started to work with the Myers-Briggs a little bit, and I don't think it tells you exactly who you are or what your personality is, but what it does is it puts certain language to something that is hard to define.
Right.
And so, and that is the fourth dichotomy in the Myers-Briggs is, are you somebody who is going to be like super focused, who is going to build milestones into your journey to the end goal, and you're going to stay focused on that? Or are you more kind of meandering? You're kind of looking at all different possibilities. And I think there does have to be a good balance there. And it sounds like what you're dealing with is that there's not a balance there. There's too much of exploration and not enough, laser focus. We're not meeting our goals.
Yes, that would be my argument. Now, I do have a little bit of self-awareness. I also know that for 25 years, I was at the head of the table when it came to my teams. I was in management, I was in leadership. Doesn't mean I didn't have bosses, but I was the guy going, this is what we're doing. I appreciate everybody's input. Time to go. In this scenario, I'm one of the people giving the input. I'm not the one going, and it's driving me crazy because I don't fully agree with all of it, and yet my name is on it. It feels like a group project that I know we're not going to get a good grade on, and damn it, my name is on it, but we're going to get a worse grade if I just wreck the train and take over. That's not going to work either.
Right. And the other thing that I think about is like, it is a process. It is like, it's a process of self-awareness and what you can handle and what you can't handle. Knowing which way you are, knowing, oh, I'm more of the exploratory type, and I need more of building in milestones. And I think that comes with building in mechanisms that will balance you a little bit. And I think that's what's in that quote too. I imagine that dealing with addiction is not just like, I'm just gonna fight this every day. There are certain logical mechanisms that you put into place that keep you away from the thing that's going to destroy you, I would imagine. Like if you're an alcoholic, you get rid of all the alcohol in your house,
right? And
so you don't make it easy for you. So it's not just about, what you do mentally. It's the practical things the practical mechanisms that you put into place, like your lists, that will balance you out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and I think that there's triggers. And usually that's used in a negative light. I see this and I feel this way. But I think that happens with addiction as well. I think of smokers' routines. Clocked in, did my checklist, greeted everybody. My staff is here. Okay, it's time for a smoke break. Like you get on these routines, and it just becomes part of your routine. And so you have to break that routine or put a different trigger in there. And I've seen where like you I might be talking from some experience, and it's hard to talk about some of it because some of it's personal, and then I don't want to be like, hey, you've got this, why don't you talk about that? You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to out anybody or I want to be respectful, but the drive to work is 12 minutes. That's enough time for 2 smokes kind of deal. And it becomes like this, like so you have to change these triggers where getting in the car triggers your mind to something else rather than, oh, I've got 2 6-minute windows here where I can get these 2 smokes gone. So like, I think finding triggers for, my morning routine, there are triggers in there. Charlie leaves for school first, then Kelly leaves for work. And I know that I need to be in the office approximately 10, 15 minutes after that is generally the timing. So that's my trigger to get my butt up off the couch and start focusing. I turn everything off. I turn on, speaking of triggers, I like to work to cello music. I put on some Yo-Yo Ma. I'm being serious here. Nice. Like, I don't listen to Yo-Yo Ma any other time. I don't listen to cello music any other time. Cello music means I got to focus and pay attention. And it's not cleaning snakes paying attention. That's the time for punk rock. Keep moving, get going, Adam, get this done. Boom, boom, boom. That's a different kind of focus. You know what I mean?
These are all, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You use the word triggers. I'm using the word mechanisms. Right. The mechanisms that are going to, that you need to put in place in order for you to do the thing that you need to do at that time. But the thing that I don't really agree with in the quote is that there is like not being focused is as bad as, smoking or alcohol.
That's true. It is not. That's different things.
Now, but I do think if we agree that a certain amount of exploration can complement a laser focus, then you put a mechanism in place to make sure that there's a balance in there. Like I was just reading this. There's this book that I've used for some of this management stuff. It's been around for a long time. It's the 1 Minute Manager. I don't know if you've ever read that or whatever.
It's a classic, right? So
it is a classic. But it's keeping certain things. That's one of the themes, is keeping this certain thing that you need to do, either offering feedback, complimentary feedback, or offering criticism to 1 minute and then moving beyond that. In a similar way, I think, to maintain focus, if you are somebody who is easily distracted, you allot a certain amount of time for that distraction. You go, maybe you bound that distraction in time, like, oh, this is calling me, I'm going to give it 1 minute or 5 minutes or whatever, and then I'm going to come back. Because I think often we try to tamp down and stop our natural way of being, when our natural way of being is actually the thing that is going to get us to where we want to be the quickest and the best way. That's what I think.
Well, and that's
very Taoist, I guess.
No, but that's that superpower thing. If we find find ourselves in the right position that magnifies who we naturally are, we become unstoppable. And so what seems crazy and insane to some people, like my chaotic life, Kelly thinks that's nuts. I think there is zero chance in the world where I can sit still in an office for 8 hours and focus coherently and not go insane. Like that would, so I need 2 to 3 different things that I focus on and that I can bop back and forth to. I think it's why food and beverage did so well. I had office time, I had operations time, I had prep time, I had cleanup time. And a lot of those were interchangeable. You know, if I hit a wall in the office stuff, I'm like, where other people are like, crap, I have to stare this down for 8 hours. I could go, you know what? I got 6 other things. I'm going to go deal with that right now. I'll come back to this. That works for me. And I realize that is chaos for other people.
What's so funny is that so there's two things that need to happen then. One is that you have to have super self-awareness. You've got to really learn who you are and how you work and what you do and how you work best, really, right? And what are the things that distract you? What are the things that you like to stay focused on? All of those things. That's number one. And then number two is you've got to take what you know of yourself and put it in the environment where that works best, which is so contrary to, I think, how we are raised in our professions, which is you need to do certain things all the time and do them well the way that I want you to do them, which is not going to lead to massive success. I think the people that actually achieve massive success are people who step outside of those boundaries and put themselves, who they are, in the right environment for them to succeed, which is so, I just think I've said that now twice, that thing twice. And both times that I've said it, it seems so contrary to how we actually all live.
It does, but it's all, you know, we all know as well, and probably most of the audience is thinking this, there's life realities. Like, does putting ourselves in that magical situation, what about the electric bill? What about the grocery bill? Like, you know, my perfect world might be sitting around playing my 3 guitars all day. What about this house and my son I got to feed and that's
right. Yeah.
But you can work towards those things, and you can change little pieces of your life where, you know, I'll just use my own experience. Sometimes open conversations with bosses and who you report to. Hey, I'm really great at this. So for example, when I took the last food and beverage director job that I took, the general manager thought I was nuts because I was spending all of my management money on chefs. And he said, Adam, you're out of labor dollars. What are you doing? This is not going to work. You need to hire your managers and stuff. And I said, I know what I can handle. I'm going to get interns. I'm going to get people wildly passionate about this, and I'll work the front of the house with a crew of interns. I need chefs to own that kitchen because I can't be in 2 places at once, but the one place I can handle it really, really well. Mm-hmm. And I just had to push and fight for that to make sure that I didn't have to think 1 second about that kitchen, because if I have to think, in my opinion, you can have great service, but not without food. So like, you got to have the food. Like that center of the restaurant has to be producing before anything else can happen. And so I knew if I wasn't going to be the chef, which I wasn't going to be, then I needed the best crew of chefs possible. And I had to express that. And that GM disagreed with me. Like, he thought I was insane. And we had a great year. It worked out very well. And those interns became managers, and there became a pipeline, and we built a cool crew, and the things worked. But yeah, having those conversations to where you could tweak things to what you know that you're good at. And it might not work the first time. Maybe you're not in a position to dictate to a GM how you're going to do stuff, but it plants a seed where the person goes, hey, maybe Adam, maybe he doesn't need to just be locked in the dish pit. Maybe do some dishes, knock out the onions, catch up dishes, take out the trash, catch up dishes, mop the bathrooms, catch up. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yes,
like,
yes.
And then suddenly, hey, Adam's always everywhere becomes, he gets a lot done, right?
You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's right.
Those were kind of some experiences from that.
Yeah. I think I think that's really, but it only comes from really getting to know yourself and how you work the best. And you do that by getting your hands dirty, I think, too.
Yeah.
Like going and doing doing the jobs and going, okay, what am I supposed to do? I mean, yes, and I'm not, and what you're saying about reality, and I mean, this is all kind of like idealistic stuff. I mean, we can't, like, even when we get to know each other, I would go, okay, well, I'm going to be a great. I work best writing or something, and so you go, I can't leave what I'm doing now and go and do that, but I can incrementally work towards that goal too.
And that in this day and age of like side hustles and the amount of information and the access that you could share out there, I think it's easier to incrementally get where you want to get maybe than it's ever been in the history of the universe. Like even, let's just say you're a 30-year-old that loves guitar. You can now put music out that will reach an incredible amount of people. You might not get famous. You might not be Taylor Swift, but you can reach more people than you've ever been able to reach at any time in history through the power of the internet and, various, and that's anything. Look at us. We got our little podcast over coffee in the morning. Like, it's really amazing that we can go do this. So I would say to anybody, like, carve out
reach out to virtually tens of people each week.
Tens of people. It's amazing. And they're the special people that we get to reach out to. Hey, you said something earlier that I think we could squeeze this in before we got to wrap up. And speaking of routines and flags and mechanisms, normally I have a 9 a.m. very important meeting on Thursdays, but this week it's at 8. So I've got a tight window that I got to go from my 8, not your 8, but my 8 or no. Yeah. Anyway, it's an hour.
Your 8, not my 8. Yes.
Not my 8. Yeah, my 8. You said earlier you got to leave yourself room to explore. And I thought of a scenario where I was hyper focused and I realized that I had to explore, and I got hyper focused on exploring. And I was like, wait a minute, this is the unicorn of what Joe's talking about here.
Okay.
So I was hyper focused on finding a commercial facility. I knew I wanted to grow proper royals. I knew that the operation being at the house was a hindrance for a variety of reasons. One being the limitations of growth. 2 being I probably don't want to run a full rodent farm in my backyard. 3, customers coming and going in the neighborhood is going to annoy people. 4, customers coming and going through my house, past my instruments, through my living room to get down to the basement is not going to work. So for all the above reasons, I needed a commercial facility. There were 2 properties I got very excited about, and both of them kind of blew up in my face. And I realized I didn't know what I was doing. And I was hyper focused on finding a commercial facility that I could suitably move my animals to. I wanted to move with urgency because that's just how I am. 2, somehow Kelly was on board, and I needed her to not change her mind. I needed to not dilly-dally and have that decision change. So it was a strike while the iron's hot kind of thing. The finances were good. I had things in order. And I realized I didn't know anything about what I was doing. And after 2 things blowing up in my face, I said, I need to go learn as much as I can about everything I can as fast as I can related to commercial property.
All right.
So I drew a 15-mile radius around my home in Northfield, and I said, I'm going to go look at every property that's available, whether I think it's suitable or not. That became I'm hyper-focused on one place, then I'm hyper-focused on the next place, to I'm not going to be hyper-focused at all except for learning. And I booked a visit with every single stinking commercial property, no matter if I thought it was a good fit or a bad fit. And I forced myself to go look and just say, what can I learn? What's the dollar per square footage? How are these things priced? How are these things negotiated? And I ended up standing in front of a car wash in Lonsdale, Minnesota, going, what the hell am I doing staring at a car wash right now? And from that came, oh, it has heated floors and floor drains. Oh, this is priced at X dollars per square foot. Oh, yes. This commercial property has a business revenue that comes, a functioning business that comes with it baked into the price.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that is where the Proper Royals reptile facility of today came from.
That is that perfect example, to have that end goal of having a place to run your business out, instead of outside, out of your home, going and having that. So that's the end goal. But to be open so much to explore all of the different avenues to get to a point where I think you have chosen one of the best ways of proceeding into that realm of growing your business. I mean, yes, that is a perfect example. And I think that's like kind of the approach to anything, right? Well, instead of going, oh, well, this is exactly how things need to look. Like I've always told my kids, like, go and find the thing that you love. It may not be the thing that you end up doing, but maybe you can fit yourself into the industry that you love, in some way. Maybe you're not going to be a striker on a MLS team or something like that, but you'll be around the thing that you love, and you'll be able to know yourself so much at that point to go, well, this is how I can contribute to this particular industry. I think Heart of the Python is one of those, like a great example of that too. Like this is the industry that they love. They want to breed for temperament or something, and they want to have their kids involved. And like, that's like going, these are all the things that we love. How do we make it fit into the industry that we love? Yeah. And I mean, all of our other sponsors here, I know that we're moving on to sponsorships now, but maybe the person who was like, yes, we're going to do Cold-Blooded Cafe was, they were into ball pythons, but they knew that they fit better creating this business over here, or husbandrypro.com. Maybe the founder was like, yes, ball pythons or some other type of reptile or whatever, right? This is what we love to do. But my gifts and talents really fit into the industry in this way to create the best, tracking system and program to track your ball python breeding.
Well, it's exactly it. Cold-Blooded Cafe started as them breeding rodents for their own collection, and then for their friends as a side hustle, and then figuring out how to scale and how to grow. And instead of banging their heads against the wall in another career, they just said, let's just do this and blow it up and scale it. Husbandry Pro, Robert, the founder, fantastic software coder, software engineer in his career. Also, one of the preeminent importers of reptiles into Canada, dating back 25 years ago. He's like, let me get out of the grind and grind at what I want to do. And they brought those worlds together. So there is something to what you're saying and to where those success stories fall.
Finding your vocation is about offering your gifts and talents to the needs of the world. But you've got to know two things. You've got to know your gifts and talents, and don't mark down what is perceived as weakness as not a talent, as a weakness. Don't listen to other people who say what you have is a weakness. You got to change it. Explore that as a possibility of a strength, a superpower of yours. So number one, know your gifts and talents. Number two, know the needs of the world. Get to know the needs of the world. I mean, these two on our banners here, these two, Cold-Blooded Cafe and Husbandry Pro, are around because they figured out what the need was. I mean, Husbandry Pro did that to you in your first meetings with them.
Yeah,
right?
It was brilliant. Yeah.
They were like, what's your need? Let's see if what our product can offer you what you need. And they did that. I mean, that's exactly. So what are your gifts and talents? How do they fit into the needs of the world? And when I say the needs of the world, I mean the needs of the industry that you love.
Yeah, I so many thoughts and examples. I'll leave it at this really simple thing. If you're unhappy, but you're afraid to chase happiness, let me pitch something different. What if you just said, I'm going to go find the happiest place I possibly can, and I'm just going to figure out how to get in the door there? I'd rather be happier and have opportunity in front of me and struggle a little bit than have a whole bunch of money and hate life every day. Like, I could think of two friends off the top of my head. One that is like a brother to me. He was a very talented, experienced chef. He hated where he worked at. He wanted to move into management and leadership in the front of the house. He came to me. I didn't know him at the time. I said, I got nothing for you. He says, well, can I be a busboy? I was like, he was a chef at the Ritz-Carlton. I said, you want to be a busboy on a breakfast shift? He goes, yeah. I said, what are you doing here? He says, I just got to get in the door. I'll get promoted. I'll figure it out. That guy to this day now owns his own restaurant in Destin, Florida on 30A, printing money, living the life. And
that's awesome.
He chased that, but he particularly came to work for me at the time because I was working at the flagship of the PGA Tour. And the most special thing to he and his dad was playing golf. And his dream was to be able to take his dad to TPC Sawgrass and play golf. And if he was an employee there bussing tables for breakfast, he'd figure it out. Unreal how happy the guy is. Happiest, awesome. He's great. I know somebody else. She got a job. I don't want to speak specifically, but I think it's basically a entry cleaning job at an aquarium. How am I going to get to be around the animals? I'm going to get a cleaning job. Like, I think being humble and just getting in and doing the work is one of the most inspiring things out there. And those are people seeking happiness doing that. They'll find it, I think.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay. Let me see. Let's take care of this. Yeah, good point. HusbandryPro Next is out for the beta users. If you have an existing account on HusbandryPro, you can test out HusbandryPro Next on the desktop. I haven't used it, but only because I know I'll become hyper-focused on it and I will lose focus on everything else. So I have to get through some shows this week and then 2 at the end of the month. And then July is going to be my month of HusbandryPro Next. So we'll take care of that. Elias, thank you for what you're doing. First, for putting some cash in the jar, but way more importantly, teaching. Your routines changing in the summertime really spoke to me. There's a seasonal aspect, and I worked seasonally for 6 years, and it screws you up, even just like home life. Like the feeling of like, why are you always around right now? Like, you go from never being here to always here, and that takes a little home life time to figure out too. So, everybody, thanks for hanging out. I got to run. Joe's got to get to work. We'll see you same time, same place next week. Joe, thank you, man. I always enjoy it, man.
Yeah, fantastic. Take it easy, everybody. See you next week.
Everybody wants the outcome. Very few will go through the process.
When you think about someone living their dream, I am living my dream.
Your business model isn't working. You've got to change your model.
You might be all by yourself on that route, but the view's pretty damn good from there.
New breeders have no idea how long 2 years is. Imagine 3 years, even 10 years.
Stop chasing other people's dreams. Make your own.
When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro.